It was the cold winter night of July 31st, 1995, in San Carlos de Bariloche, a picturesque city nestled in the southern Andes of Argentina, known for its peaceful landscapes and alpine charm. Bariloche wasn't the kind of place anyone would expect to become the site of a high-profile UFO encounter, but that night, the skies above the city played host to one of the most well-documented, most credible, and most chilling aerial incidents in South American history. Flight 674, operated by Aerolíneas Argentinas, was on final approach after a routine journey from Buenos Aires. At the helm was Captain Jorge Polanco, a seasoned veteran with more than 25 years of flight experience. The sky was clear, visibility good, and conditions ideal. As the plane approached the Bariloche airport, the unexpected happened. The airport suddenly lost all electrical power. The runway lights blinked out. The control tower went silent. For any pilot, this would already be a worst-case scenario. But what happened next turned this emergency into something far stranger. As Polanco tried to assess the situation, he saw something unusual in the sky. A brilliant white object, oval-shaped and glowing, appeared in the distance. At first, he believed it to be a helicopter, but it was silent. Then it began to move, shifting laterally, stopping instantly, and accelerating in ways that defied the laws of physics. It darted across the sky with movements no known aircraft could replicate. Polanco disengaged his landing procedure and began to climb. The object responded, mirroring his path as if it were tracking him. It was as if the craft was not only aware of the plane, but actively studying it. The cockpit crew observed the object up close. No visible wings, no exhaust, no blinking lights, and absolutely no sound. Meanwhile, on the ground, residents reported an eerie glow in the sky. Cars stalled momentarily. Lights in homes flickered. Several eyewitnesses reported seeing the object above the airport, and even more disturbingly, some claimed to see smaller glowing spheres moving near the mountains to the west. The blackout wasn't just confined to the airport. It extended across multiple districts in the city. At the same time, a Gendarmeria Nacional aircraft also reported seeing the same object. To planes, multiple trained observers, and an entire community on the ground, everyone reporting the same anomaly. Eventually, the UFO shot upwards at an incredible speed and vanished into the night sky. Immediately after, the airport's power returned. The runway lights blinked back on. Communication with the tower resumed. Polanco safely landed the aircraft, but neither he nor his crew would forget what they had just experienced. In the days that followed, Captain Polanco became a national figure, calm, rational, and clearly still processing the event. He recounted the encounter in interviews with major networks. He never sensationalized the story. He never claimed to know what the object was. But he was certain of one thing: it wasn't human technology. The Argentine Air Force conducted an internal investigation, although details were never publicly released. Insiders hinted that radar data confirmed the presence of an unknown aerial object. Civilian investigators were denied access to military records, fueling suspicion of a cover-up. Skeptics, as always, tried to explain it away. They suggested optical illusions, electromagnetic interference, or some kind of top-secret military test. But none of those explanations could account for the object's intelligent maneuvers, the synchronized blackout, or the radar tracking. More intriguingly, the Bariloche incident is not an isolated case. Argentina has a long history of UFO activity. In 1963, an incident in the city of Monte Mays involved a landed craft and ground burns. In 1986, the crew of a commercial flight over Bahia Blanca also reported a close encounter with Illuminous. Time and again, trained professionals across the country have reported encounters with unknown phenomena. Yet no official acknowledgement has ever been given. Could these events be connected? Are these appearances random? Or are they part of a long-term observation effort? Some researchers believe these craft show particular interest in transportation systems, planes, airports, and naval vessels. Others suggest they may be drawn to energy sources, electromagnetic fields, or specific geographic features. The Andes Mountains have long been a hotspot for unexplained activity, both aerial and subterranean. Captain Polanco has never retracted or contradicted his story. Even decades later, he speaks with the same conviction. It wasn't from here, he says, and it was under control. The Bariloche UFO incident remains one of the most powerful, credible, and eerie events in modern ufology. A pilot and his crew, dozens of ground witnesses, confirming radar data, a regional blackout, and an object that behaved as if it wasn't just observing, but interacting. The psychological impact on the crew was never formally assessed, but years later, Polanco admitted in interviews that he had difficulty sleeping after the event. He replayed it in his mind over and over, trying to rationalize it, to explain it using everything he had learned in decades of aviation. Nothing fit. What makes this case so compelling isn't just the visual sighting. It's the convergence of multiple forms of data radar confirmation, simultaneous visual observations from the ground and the air, and the undeniable physical evidence of the blackout. That's what places Bariloche alongside the most iconic UFO cases in history. To this day, official silence continues, but among investigators, pilots, and those who've studied the skies long enough to know what should and shouldn't be up there, the Bariloche incident remains an example of how close we've come to answers and how far we still are from the truth. If you felt the chill down your spine, you're in the right place. Subscribe to Eyes Beyond Earth for real unexplained encounters, UFO sightings, and secrets they don't want you to know. New videos every week. Like the video if you believe there's more out there. Turn on notifications so you never miss what comes next. And let us know in the comments, what do you believe really happened? Until then, keep your eyes open, keep your mind sharp, and always keep looking up.